Hello everybody and welcome once again to another edition of Inside the Headset. Here we are, week 1, game 2, and I'm with head coach Thomas McDaniel. Coach, last week you played Arlington and a very tough football squad. Had some bright points and then at the end came up a little short. And we have not had a chance to hear what you thought since you were busy over the weekend, so here you go.
Well, we lost 31-28 and try to be as positive as I can about it, especially with the young football team. But even sitting here talking about it right now, it's pretty upsetting for me. I don't like to lose, and there's bigger things in football. But I was upset about the loss, and I knew going in. We talked last week about our youth and a lot of the inexperience. But I think the biggest thing I took away from the game after reflecting on it for a day or two is, number one, we played a lot of young kids like I knew we would, and I was proud of their effort. I think the biggest thing you got to get with high school football players is effort. Thought we played with tremendous effort, and we mismanaged some things from a coaching staff wise with our youth that I thought we could have done a better job of in certain situations to put ourselves in maybe a better outcome. But that's just the way it went. We made too many mistakes. We had a couple silly penalties. And the bottom line is we got beat by a more mature football team than us, and right now at this particular time I think a better football team. I spoke very highly about the quarterback before the game.
Reed.
He was all I thought he was going to be, and I got a lot of respect for a lot of quarterbacks in our league. I think we got two of the best quarterbacks in the state in our league, but that kid is as good as any quarterback will play.
They said he was flawless.
He's unreal, and tremendous competitor. I think from an elementary standpoint, when you look at it, you have an appreciation for what a kid with his ability can do. But when you really sit down with somebody like myself or somebody that knows football on a more advanced level, some of the things we were doing in the secondary and moving and rolling coverages, a lot of kids would throw balls into the defense and not adjust. This kid threw balls where they needed to be thrown. He recognized where pressure was coming from. He got rid of the ball quick. We got him on the ground more than I thought we would, to be quite honest. We missed a couple of times when we needed to get him down. The first touchdown, we got 3 hands on him, and he broke out of the pile and threw one up after about 7 seconds. And there's not a coverage for that. So, but he's just, he's a mature quarterback. He's been in that system for 4 years. You can tell he's played a lot of games. You can tell he's got a lot of savvy, and just very impressed with him, and he was obviously one of the key differences in the outcome of the game.
Well, and you talked about just that slight difference between being a mature football player and being a newbie or new on the field, and that's the extra little effort you're speaking of that wins the game. Because I feel like if y'all had a little bit more mature on the field, a little bit more experience, you might have come away with a W.
It probably would have made a difference, no doubt. I mean, I think, I told my coaches, I think later on down the road we play them again. I still like our chances against them, but at this point right now they're better than us, and we got a lot of things we got to work on. We just didn't manage some situations as a staff as well as we could have, and I think the coaches recognize that. But it basically came down to. And they made mistakes too that we capitalized on. So I'm not going to sit here and say they played perfect and we didn't. They made mistakes, and we lost to a good football team. But it was 21-14 in the third quarter. We got a drive all the way down inside the 10. I thought we were going to score because we moved the ball pretty much at will going down the field. We got inside the 10. They buckled down. We didn't answer, and we tried to settle for a field goal. It didn't make it. It should have been 28-14. If it's 28-14, the game changes at that point.
And you got to get that 6. You're that close. You got
we got to get the 6. And I don't like kicking field goals, but we've got 2 guys that I like kicking the field goal right now. So I thought we'd go for it and just get some points, and we missed it. I don't think that was the momentum difference. I think the difference was that we, as a team, thought we were going to score. We didn't. They took the next drive and answered, made it 21-21, and that's when it started to kind of come apart a little bit, because then we had 2 and outs on offense after that. But here's the deal: we started 2 seniors on offense. We had 2 seniors play for most of the game on offense. Everybody else were juniors and sophomores. So a lot of youth, and And then we had a couple of people that fell out of the game. We lost a sophomore defensive tackle, but a defensive tackle going into that game that we thought had been, very effective all fall camp. And Anthony Akers went out with a knee. Thank goodness, he only has a twisted or sprained knee, but he was out most of the game, so that was an extra defensive lineman we didn't have. And of course, we found out on Thursday, after I talked to you Wednesday, we found out on Thursday that Fadarius tore his ACL. So we were down our main tailback. So that's not an excuse.
It's a weapon.
Yeah, it's not an excuse. Again, I don't care whether we had Fred or not. We could have managed some things better. We didn't finish some drives. I think our team learned from it. And really, I'm probably the most proud of the fact of the way we responded this week. We came in Monday with the film. They were very focused and attentive, and we've had a great week of practice. And I think they understand that this is a process and that it's not going to always turn out the way we want, but they've had a great attitude this week. And I think the most important thing right now for us is to get to Hunter's Lane, hopefully play better, a little crisper, and get a W and hopefully start building some momentum.
Talk to us a little bit about Coach Darnell, the Warriors. I understand they do play a little bit of a spread, but I'll let you. But down in numbers, 26, 27, but that still doesn't make any difference. He's got his things to do. But let's talk about the Warriors and what the Patriots will see Friday night.
Yeah, they are low on numbers right now.
And that's tough.
And
even to practice.
Yeah, we're going to bring 90 over there, and they've got 30. So I think that's obviously going to be an issue for them. But I'll be honest with you, they're spread. They're 4-3 on defense. They do have some athletes on the field. There's no question. But they're still trying to find themselves right now. I think that this is a game that our kids need to understand that we're not good enough to be focused on anything other than the goal. And right now, our goal is to beat Hunter's Lane. We spent a lot of this week working on ourselves, trying to get better on some fundamentals. And to be honest with you, we're still trying to figure out who our best 11 players are on defense. And so right now we're doing something that we've never done in the past, but I feel like we've got a large group of kids and we don't have enough people separating. Now that doesn't mean there's not certain people at positions that have separated. There are a few, but for the most part there's very little difference in a lot of our players on defense. So Friday we're going to play two defenses. We're going to rotate series. 11 men on, 11 men off. We're going to take the film and evaluate it. Whoever grades out the highest is going to start the next week against Laverne. And we're going to do that until we figure out who our best 11 are. That's probably more so than the conditioning or
everybody's got a chance.
The system, the scheme-wise that you're implementing. Everybody's talked about the condensed summer. For me, it's less time to evaluate and figure out who your best people are because we only had those 3 scrimmages. So we're taking a game or two here and we're gonna let these 22 or 23 guys play. And I think that's probably the best way to figure it out anyway. Scrimmage is one thing, a game's another. So I think they'll be able to get some live action. We'll get it on film. We'll evaluate it, and then we'll, hopefully, maybe it's by the time we play Laverne if it's not Gallatin. But for sure, we've got to have something set in place, pretty well fixed by the time we play Blackman. So we got a couple weeks, I think, to give kids opportunities to play. And let's evaluate the film and see who the best 11 are.
So you did say special teams went okay for you Friday night?
We had some very positives in this kicking game, and we had some very big mistakes in the kicking game. We had a couple good kickoffs and pinned them inside the 20, which was great. And then after a big interception return for a touchdown right before half, we kicked off and gave it to them on their 30. They ran it all the way back. They got a penalty and they got it on our side of the 30, I guess. So that was a mistake in coverage. I think it was a hustle mistake. We didn't give great effort on that kickoff. We had a couple really good punts, but as far as overall, I'd say we were probably a C in the kicking game. We just had too many mistakes and things we got to correct. But so goes the season. We just got to get better every week, and hopefully some of these young kids will grow up fast, and I think they will because we've got a great attitude so far.
Well, anything else you want to add? Games at 7 o'clock. That's at the Warrior Stadium at Hunter's Lane.
Yep. We need all the support we can get. We had a great turnout at Arlington. I was very surprised with our fan support, and I was very proud of the fact that I think our fans understand that this is a work in progress right now. I really, as I sit here and talk to you, don't even like saying that because to me it's a cop-out. And
But you want them to have fun, but you want them to grow up.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
but you want them to understand also that when you get that close, and you got a 185-pound man, 185-pound man, somewhere you're going to have to find yourself and grow up and become a man. And, and that's all you're asking them to do is push yourself to that pinnacle.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things that I've talked to a lot of my buddies about, but most people know that my mentor is Coach Rankin, and Coach Rankin's always said
he's got a tough one, son.
He's always said the number of sophomores you play usually equals the number of losses you have. If that's the case, we're in trouble. I don't think that is the case. I think, we're playing a lot of talented sophomores, a lot of them that don't have a lot of experience, but, our fans, our school's got to be patient and understand that our kids are giving everything they have. I really believe with the attitude and mindset we have right now, I really think that we're going to continue to get better and we're going to be a team to be reckoned with. And it's just one of those things as a coach and as a player, we've got to be patient and understand you're not going to win every one of them, but winning the first one isn't the ultimate goal. So I think this week we've learned from some mistakes, and I hope that Friday night that we'll show that we've gotten better this week, and then we'll move on to the next one.
Well, thank you a lot for joining with me. So, Patriot fans, load up. Be there over at Warrior Field at Hunter's Lane, 7 o'clock, and we'll see the Patriots and Warriors go at it. We'll see you then.